I never know whether there's anybody there. Chris, is there anybody there? Or is it too soon for anybody to be there? It's too soon, I think, for anybody to be there. I'm nattering away here. So take a breath. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Chris, is there anybody there, Chris?
People are just beginning to log on since we just went live, Rosemary.
Okay. All right. So let's give it a minute. Maybe I'll sing a Christmas song. Let me think. I can't think of one right now. Until we get people coming on and logging on, I shall be singing. I can't sing that. I'm thinking. All I've got in my head is "I wish you a Merry Christmas," and I can't do that because I don't. It's all right, but it's not my favorite. What is my favorite Christmas carol? "Oh come all ye faithful." Do you all know that? "Oh come all ye faithful." I love that song. I'm tempted to belt it out, but I won't. So, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. It is the spirit world sees all. It is Thursday the 2nd or 3rd or something of December, something like that. And here we are again. Excuse me for coughing. Before we begin, excuse me. Before we begin, I'd like to first of all say good morning to my spirit guide, Kriegel, who is as always standing to my right side. I'd like to say good morning, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, everyone.
What's the weather like where you are, Chris?
We've been having snow squalls on and off.
So what's that song? Snow, 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 snow. That one, you know.
Oh yeah, from A White Christmas.
Yeah, I love
Bing
that.
Crosby.
Don't you love that movie? If you're listening in and you've never ever watched the movie White Christmas, and they sing "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas," and then Bing Crosby sings that "Snow, Snow," and he's got this beautiful deep voice. And I know I'm going on about nothing at all, but anyway, it is Christmas after all, and I'm hoping that you've got my newsletter, everybody, because there's a wonderful little story in the newsletter. I'm so excited to tell you. Oh, but I did tell you. It's in the newsletter. If you're wondering, what is she talking about? A newsletter? I didn't know she sent out a newsletter. I didn't know she wrote stories in the newsletter. Of course I do. I write all sorts of things in our newsletters, as does Chris. If you have not received the newsletter, there's still time. And in this month's newsletter,
So here's what's happening, folks. Rosemary's got a call in, which bumps her off of the show. So she's going to try to probably log out and log back in. So we'll give her just a second here to have this happen. All right, we'll give Rosemary just a second here for folks just turning in. She'll have to log out and then she'll log back in. Hi, everybody. It's funny to see Rosemary pop in upside down. We'll just give her a second here. All right, here she comes.
Chris, are you there?
We are here, Rosemary. It was kind of funny seeing you because when you first came back, you were upside down. So you've been right flipped today, left flipped, and now upside down. That's hilarious.
I've just been flipped. Let me see if I can get this on a full screen. There we are. You should be able to see me now. Is that right?
Yeah, you're great.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Oh my goodness me. What were we saying before we
Well, we
Oh,
were talking about the Bing Crosby
I
movie.
was singing, and it's Christmas, and it's December, and where you are, it's snowing, and thank goodness it's not snowing where I am, is all I can say. And so I'm hoping, did we lose? I hope we didn't lose anybody then. I hope everybody stayed on anyway. All right. So, Chris, do we have it? Is there anybody there?
Yeah, people are still logging on, but Megan had responded to your comment about White Christmas. She said, "I'm going to a 1940s ball based off that movie on Friday. I'm
Oh,
so excited. Wouldn't that
I'm
be
so
great?"
jealous.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to go to that. That sounds like so much fun. Have you got to dress up in 1940s clothes, is what I want to know. Is it going to be one of those fantastic dress up types of things? It's going to be fantastic anyway. Where is Megan? Do we know which part of the world she's in?
I don't know that yet, but I'm sure she will respond.
Well, I was just wondering if she's going with the theme of White Christmas. Are they hoping to have a white Christmas ball? It's so long since I've been invited to a Christmas ball or even any ball. Actually, it's so
Well,
long.
you love to get dressed up and dance
Oh,
too, so that would be right down your alley.
well, it would be, but nobody invites me anymore. It's like, I suppose you get older and you get, people think you're a little bit infirm. I love dancing, everybody, just to let you all know. So, yeah, I can't remember the last time anybody invited me to go dancing or to go to a ball or anything like that. And, I was sorting through my closets the other day. I found, which I'd forgotten about, I found the most incredible, beautiful shawl with gorgeous beads and fringing. And now I've got to figure out where am I got still in its wrapper. I've never used it, Chris. I've had it years and never used it. It's
Wow.
beautiful. It's cashmere, it's beautiful. I think I've never used it because it's sort of this pale creamy color. It's so gorgeous. It's so amazing. So I just thought, I'm just going to wear it this year, even if it's when I'm making Christmas dinner. I'm just going to put that shawl on and feel fabulous, because it's very unlikely that I'm ever going to be invited to anything again in my life. This is very
Oh my.
becoming a
Come
very
on
sad
now.
note. Becoming
We'll
a
get
very
through
sad
this
show.
year and it'll be
Well,
fine.
where do you go these days to be invited to a ball? I mean, people don't do it anymore like they used to. We used to have them all the time. We would have a March Hares ball, which is, for those of you who don't know, an Easter ball. We would have summer balls. People don't do balls anymore, and people don't wear ball gowns anymore. So we have to figure out, Chris, where you and I can go to a ball this next year. Maybe someone is going to fabulously, wonderfully invite us to come to a summer ball where we can get so dressed up and so, knock them dead, dancing shoes and everything. Right. Enough of this nonsense. What are we doing here? Who do we have? Wait a minute. I do actually have something to say. I was just presented a few minutes ago with the most darling, gorgeous, you'll all say ah when I tell you, puppy. Um, I don't think it's going to happen though. As beautiful as this little thing was, I don't really think it's going to happen, even though my daughter is looking at me longingly, and we dare not tell my grandson, otherwise I'm sunk. Oh, anyway, so that's, if you're seeing this sort of soft, smiley, look on my face, this is why. Anyway, Chris, who do we have? What's going on? Do we have anybody with any comments or questions here?
We do, but I just want to follow up with Megan answering your question. So she's from Denver, Colorado. They're praying for snow. They broke the record for no snow this late in the year. So she says that she's actually going with a group of friends, and yes, they are required to dress in
Oh,
1940s outfits.
I've got just the outfit for you. I can go right now to my closet. I can even find the right shoes. Oh my gosh, how lucky. Oh, please, would you please? write and tell us about. I know you're going to have a fantastic and amazing time. Write and tell us how it was, and
Send
we'd like.
pictures.
Yeah, Chris, you took the words out of my mouth. We want to see, 1940s is sort of fringing, and I've got just the shoes, just the shoes. Anyway, so things with fringing and sort of drop waists, and not that I was around in the 40s, just for anybody's wondering. But it's a fantastic, lots of long sleeves, came past the elbow and up to the, there, and oh my gosh, I bet you've had a blast. I would absolutely, where you can get a lot of this stuff from, because you can't often get it in stores now, but you can find, the Goodwill stores or the Salvation Army stores. You might find things like that there, especially at this time of year. You might find, if you're searching for a pair of gloves and you can't find just what you want, try there. Anyway, Chris, wow, we are so jealous. Keep going, Chris.
It does sound like fun. Sue's saying, I dance while cleaning. It looks pretty ugly, but it makes the time just fly.
Oh, well, actually, talking of cleaning, I've got something coming tomorrow, this is hysterical. You'll all laugh at this. It is a motorized scrubber for the bathtub and tiles and windows. It says it does amazing things. We shall see. I'll give you a report on it. But I struggle to clean my bath because my back is so sensitive, and if I just lean over the wrong way, that's it. It's awful. I'm missing, for those of you who are thinking, poor thing, she has backache. Yeah, well, I'm missing a rib. I'm missing a kidney. I bet that, I'm missing a kidney. I'm missing a rib. I've got some bits and pieces stuffed in the hole where it went. Long story, you don't really want to know, but basically, I sort of weakened my back somewhat. So I saw this thing and I thought, oh, that looks a perfect thing. Long handle, telescope handle. I don't have to bend down to do it. I shall let you know how I go with this. I know there are also some of you thinking, she does her own cleaning? Really? Well, only recently, because my wonderful people, he had a terrible accident, and so so at the moment I'm doing it myself. Yes, Chris, I'm spoiled, rotten. Chris, keep going. Who else is there?
Well, Dean is on. He says, great story in the newsletter and a pretty one too.
No, thank you, darling. And we're sending you healing, and according to Chris told me this morning, you've walked a mile. Can we not overdo it? Can you just, I know you just want to, okay, I'm fine now, leaping ahead, but, pull it back just a little bit. I suppose walking a mile has pulled it back a little bit, because knowing you would have walked 5 miles. So I'm hoping you're feeling really, really good, and I'm looking forward to us all getting together next week. Yes, Chris.
Eric's saying, good morning from Northern California.
Good morning, Eric.
39 degrees and the fog is lifting.
Oh gosh, are you in California? Why is it that cold? Northern California you must be then, right? Okay, keep going, Chris.
Eric's question, which Dean has second, is, does Gray Eagle have family beside you on the other side?
Yes, of course. I'm listening carefully to him. So here's his answer to you. He has his people. And by that, I think he means the Apache. So he has his people who are his family. So there you have it. Keep going, Chris.
All right.
Did you mean that Eric asked the question and Dean seconded the question?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
All right. Rhonda says, I love all the old Christmas movies. It Happened on Fifth Ave is another great old Christmas movie.
Oh, yes. And that one with who is it? Cary Grant, where he's visited by an angel, or he is an angel. I can't remember what that is now. Obviously, I've got to go and look for that and get that again. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Chris?
No.
Oh, there's a couple of really good old movies. One's with Cary Grant, and the other one was with, I want to say, Gregory Peck or somebody. But an angel visits, and one of them's about to commit suicide because everything's going wrong in his life, and this angel appears, and it's a very funny movie. It's in black and white, I have to tell you. Some of those good old black and white movies are fantastic. So yeah, you should, for all of you out there who sort of you like old movies, search out the really old ones, because they are such a lot of fun, such great movies. Yeah.
Sue's saying, for the ball that she's going to, she found it online. They do it 2 times a year. She thinks a few states do them. One 1940s in the summer and one in the winter, and she wishes she could take you with her.
I wish you could take me. You can take me with you. Why? What's stopping us? Oh yeah, it's that little travel thing, isn't it? No. We can't think like that. Of course, I can come with you. Of course, we can figure it out. Chris, we should look and see online what there is in the area. The only problem is I don't have a partner to go with. You see, so going to a ball and not having someone to go with is a little bit tricky, I would think. Keep going, Chris.
Well, our friend Jim from Treasure Island, Florida is on. He
Hi,
says,
Jim.
I enjoyed the Christmas newsletter with Grey Eagle's 4 steps to prepare ourselves for our soul's journey forward.
Yes.
Thank you for the kindness on the Veterans Day Zoom.
Oh, Jim, you are an absolute we've had so many comments about you and the inspiration that people got from you. So thank you so much for joining us today. And, it really isn't so much about, of course, one of those steps, one of the things that Gregor talks about is kindness and gentleness, isn't it? So we do have to apply those. So I do appreciate you saying that. But it was so brave of you, and such an amazing thing for you to share with us. And those of us who have watched it and have shared it with our friends and families, we're still reeling, really. You were such an inspiration to us. And I know, Chris, you'll second that, right?
Absolutely. Carolyn says, Rosemary, your newsletter was so beautiful and heartfelt on every level. Grey Eagle's input, as always, simple and oh so wise.
Yes, isn't it though? Don't you love it when I love it when he talks to us and he tells us things, and he has so many amazing quotes. That probably one of my most favorite of his quotes is when he was asked a question about our world and about the people in our world and about the stress and whatever else the question was about. And he states it so simply, but it's so profound. Your world needs gentleness. And boy, oh boy, that's what we need. Because if we, each of us, gave a little sparkle of gentleness to the people that we meet, to our friends, to our family, the people that we love, and not just the people that we love, the old woman who's shopping in the store. Oh, that's me. No, just kidding. The old woman who's shopping in the store and who's having struggled to open the door, and not just opening it for her, but smiling, giving her a gentle smile, and telling you look really, I love that coat. I am a great one I talk to anybody. I talk to strangers in the street, and I'll often come to a complete stranger if I see they're wearing a nice jacket, or even if I don't like it, you can see that they're loving it and they're feeling good about themselves. Why wouldn't you say to them, I think you look really nice, even if you don't know them? Be gentle, be kind, give those gentle smiles to people. If we all did that, none of us would be moaning and complaining about, what awful lives we have, how tough it's been this year. We would be saying those things, but we would be dealing with them better. And I think, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that we don't, we're not seeing each other in the same way that we do. So perhaps we're not getting the same kind of support that we would normally get from our friends and family. But, I also think that, there are so many times, so many missed opportunities that all of us have of just saying hello to somebody in the supermarket, or I mean, I'll stop by someone's cart and say, "Oh, I've always wondered what that tastes like," and we get going and we get talking, and then other people come along and we all get talking to each other, and that's what we need. We need to be more open, more loving, and certainly, as Greg would say to us, your world needs gentleness. So that's what we should be striving for. Chris.
Emilio is saying hello from Rome, Italy.
Hi, Amelia.
And then Carolyn, no, I already did that one. Sue says, "That's a Wonderful Life" with Jimmy Stewart. That might be the one you were thinking of.
That's it. I love that. And it isn't, who did I say it was? I love Jimmy Stewart. Don't you love the way he talks and the pauses and everything? Yeah, that's a great movie. Thank you for that. Thanks, Sue. You're paying attention, aren't you? Yes. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go to Amazon later, maybe tonight after dinner, or maybe during dinner. I'm going to see if I can find that movie, and just, if you want to hang out with me, even though you won't know you're hanging out with me, if you want to hang out with me, you too could put that movie on, and you could imagine that we're all lying on our couches, hanging out, with a drink of something, not necessarily alcoholic. Can't remember the last time I had alcohol, but we could all hang out together and watch that movie. Don't you think that would be a good thing, Chris, if we could all imagine everybody else around the world doing the same as we're doing and joining in with us? That would be great, right?
Absolutely. And that's what you do at the Healing Minute every day at 11 a.m. So
Every day, 11 a.m. every day. That's what we do. We connect with everybody. Yes. Okay, keep going.
All right. Stephanie says, "I have had many vivid premonitions in my life, usually with about 5 to 10 minutes before the event happening.
Oh,
Is it me, or is it someone giving me the visions?"
could be both. Sometimes, we have this an innate ability to sense when something is going to happen, or something big or something significant is going to happen, and many of us have that, and it's not necessarily someone in the spirit world doing that. Many of us just have this ultra awareness of that. But I also think that very often when these things happen to us, and things occur that we're that are going to be profound to us or what have you, I think certainly I've felt an angel on my shoulder on many occasions, tapping me on the shoulder. Of course, Grey Eagle I have as well, and I think so. I think it can be both. I don't think you should dismiss the fact that you probably have that innate sensitivity, that knowing sense, but also because of that, and because you are so sensitive, you are obviously also able to connect with your loved ones in the spirit world as well, which is really nice. So it could be both, either or both. Chris.
Barbara says, "Hi, Rosemary. If you're answering questions, my ex emailed me recently about
Uh-oh.
a mutual friend's passing.
Yeah.
Totally out of character of him. Was that the real reason he emailed me, if not for that passing?"
Are you second guessing all of this, my darling? I wouldn't bother if I were you. Does it matter? Don't think it matters right now, does it? I do think that it's you should take it at face value. Why wouldn't you? Well, maybe you have reasons why you wouldn't, but you'll find out soon enough if you want something else from you, won't you? But at the moment, just take it at face value. Maybe this is his way of reaching out to share something with you that he would normally have shared years ago, but is not able to anymore. And maybe he wanted to share with you because he has nobody else to share with. So just take it as it comes for now. Don't second guess it. And if he comes back wanting something else, that's your choice to go ahead with it or not, isn't it, Chris?
All right. Then we have a message from Sue saying, I know you provide beautiful readings for individuals. Do you also offer mentoring / support for those who struggle with trusting their gifts?
Well, I do private consultations. I don't refer to them as readings. I mean, maybe in the early days I might have done that, but very quickly learned, a reading implies that we're reading somebody's mind, doesn't it? And that's not what I do. But I do give consultations. And I think what you're also asking is sort of, I'm thinking, Chris, of student classes. Are you thinking the same thing? Is that what she's asking?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the other way you could go is your life force consultation, because that would help answer specific things that they have challenges on, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I didn't think of it like that. But Chris, so thank goodness for Chris. You are yes, you are right. Yes, I do. There are a few different types of consultations. When we talk about a spiritual consultation, it's mostly when people want to connect with their loved ones in the spirit world, and from there allow their loved ones in the spirit world to give them help and advice and so on and so forth. But there's another type of consultation that we offer, which is we call it a life force consultation. So if you have questions about, it can be anything at all, your life, your work, it can be certainly, and I have done this on many occasions, it can be certainly about, what your next step might be in developing your sensitivities, in developing your awareness, in developing your gifts. So that, yes, so I suppose in that way, yes, yes, I do. I think that's the answer, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we have webinars throughout the year on different subjects. So those are,
yes, we do.
in the
And we have
works.
a webinar coming up on the 11th, which we're very excited about. It's going to be another 3 hours, and Grey Eagle and I are going to be taking questions, and we're going to be giving messages, and more messages. And it's so funny because, we have so many people who go to these things. Even if they don't get a message, they see what happens when other people get a message, and then they're hot foot to their computer or whatever it is, sending an email to Chris saying, "Can I book a consultation with Rosemary?" Because they see what happens when the messages come through. Because the messages that Gregor and I give from the spirit world, we don't use the, oh yes, yes, they are telling me. Don't you love that when you go to see somebody and they say, they are telling me, meaning that someone in the spirit world is telling them, oh yes, they are telling me that you are having health problems. We don't do that. Because whenever somebody has said that to me, and it has happened from time to time in the past, and somebody says, oh yes, they are telling me, and I say, well, who are they? Because they is not good enough for me. I want to know who they are, and I want to know specifically who they are. If it's my daddy, he's not going to say anything to anybody without first of all saying to that person, this is her dad here, and then he'll give evidence of the fact that he is my dad. And so if any of you out there listens to somebody who say, oh yes, they're telling me this or telling me that, ask the question, ask the big question, and don't be fobbed off by a silly answer. You want to know, who are they? Who are they then? Because if I don't know them, there's no reason why I should listen to them, is there? If Gregor talks to me, I'm listening because I know him, I trust him, and I know that he's going to give me good advice. If my father's there, I know him and I trust him, and I know that he's going to give me some really, really good advice. So I don't think I've ever said in my life before, oh yes, they are telling me, because I wouldn't do it. So if I can't see you, talk to you, I'm talking to people in the spirit world now, if I can't see them, talk to them and get clear information from them, I don't want to do it. Why would I? I think it's on the 11th, we're doing that, aren't we, Chris? We are connecting with people in the spirit world, and and whether you get a message or whether you don't, and lots of people get messages because we give a lot of messages out and these things. This is only the third time I think that we've done this. But you'll know who it is I'm talking to if you get a message. And for those of you who listen and watch, we have so many, don't we, Chris? We have so many requests. Can I book a consultation with Rosemary?
Usually right after, yes.
I was there, and of course the people who do get a message want more. So anyway, so I think the answer to the question is yes and yes. I think yes. Chris.
Well, also, I had a question in your email this morning where a person was asking how can they connect with you about consultations, and you have a lot of opportunities. Obviously, here now on Thursdays, you have opportunities Saturday mornings, both of these at 11. You've got your webinars that come up from time to time, and these are small, intimate groups. It's not like in your past where you had thousands sitting in a big arena. So people have a much better chance of getting a message in a webinar.
We try to keep it to smaller groups. And also go to the website. It'll tell you all about it. So the website is rosemaryaltea.com. So just go in there or email Chris, Kris, at rosemaryaltea.com. And you can, if you forget Chris, she's not really unforgettable, but if you do happen to forget that it's Chris, just write the email Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com. That'll get to you anyway. Or go to the website and just tell us what you want, and we'll email you back, or Chris, not we, Chris will email you back and help you with whatever request you have. Chris.
All right. So Megan's saying, Rosemary, my daughter in heaven just had her birthday. My older kids are struggling and miss her. Oh. Does she have any message for them? Thank you, my dear. Just hearing your voice always brings me comfort.
I think I've spoken to your daughter before, Megan, and I have Grey Eagle, who is right by my side, and I am to tell you this. So I think this comes from Grey Eagle, but I think, oh, there you are. So I have this beautiful young lady standing in front of me, waving furiously away, and here is her message to you. It's Christmas. Cheer up. Find joy. Find peace, find happiness. I'll be right by your side, sharing it all with you and finding my own joy along the way. And she's blowing kisses and lots of kisses, Megan. I hope that's helpful to you. I'm so sorry that your kids are struggling with this, but she is, she's around them, right? You know she's there with them. So that's another big fat kiss. There you go. All right, Chris.
Bet is saying, hi, Rosemary.
Hi, Bet.
I wonder if Grey Eagle has any advice for me about my life. What is he thinking about me?
Well, I can tell you better. It's obviously December. It's obviously the time of joy. And Grey Eagle is saying to tell you, you have absolutely got to work on finding the joy in your life. Sort of a little bit on the lines of our fabulous newsletter yesterday. Find the joy. Chris.
Well, while we're waiting for people to put more questions into the chat room, are you going to be doing any special cooking for Christmas? Anything from your cookbook?
No. We're running out of time, aren't we? Because I'm leaving for New York. My friend is getting ready to move into my house because I never leave my house empty. So my friend is getting ready to move in. It's quite funny, really. I move out in the morning and she moves in a couple of hours later. It's like, okay then. So we're sort of struggling with all of that, trying to get everything set up. If there is time, we shall be having another cooking show. If we have another cooking show, it will be on a Sunday. So it won't be this coming Sunday. So it might be following Sunday, which is I think the last Sunday before I actually start traveling. But if we don't manage to find time for that, then I'm just thinking, what could I make that you might all like? And I'm thinking we could make some sort of chocolate treats maybe that you can make with the kids. Anyway, we'll think of something. If you've got any ideas, anybody, we could do that. I'm thinking, what could I do that I have to do anyway for Christmas and take with me for Christmas? We could show you how to make mondials, which are like a chocolate bar filled with stuff, but that's too easy. But we could talk about it. Let me think about it. Chris, you put me on the spot. So hopefully, if not, we shall do it for the new year. Chris, keep going.
Jeff thinks it should be plum pudding.
I bet he does. I did make my Christmas pudding, and maybe it's sort of the last feed is this weekend. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer, then I'm going to wrap it up and send it to New York. It's very hard to find the right ingredients for Christmas pudding. Or Christmas cake, if it comes to that. I happen to have the right ingredients because I ship them from England. Can you believe that I have to ship stuff from? Jeff, I know that you're coming soon. If you come when I'm back, because I think I'm going to miss you. If you come when I'm back, I'm going to keep a Christmas cake just for you. So there you have it. Keep going, Chris.
All right, Cheryl says, this move is finally done, and I am so happy for all the help from the spirit world.
Oh, lovely. I'm so glad.
What are homes like on the other side?
Well, oh gosh, far too long. Cheryl, that's a great question, but far too long for me to give an answer. And Greg is saying that he's giving me that old adage, home is where the heart is. So home is where, and I'm not sure that there are bricks and mortar in the same way that we have bricks and mortar here. I think it's just communal places, community places, places to meditate, places to be on your own, by a stream, on the top of the mountain. I'm listening to Gregor now. There are lots of places that we could call home. Yes, keep going, Chris.
Loretta from New Jersey is on. She
Hi,
says,
Loretta.
I remember you saying that Gray Eagle and you can help with ancestry. My maternal grandfather always said he was Native American, and he looked different than his siblings. Let's see. There is a disconnected story about his parents. Can you help with this?
Not right at this moment in time. Geez, yes, we have helped people with their ancestry, but it takes a while to do it. So that's not for this morning, my lovely. But I was asking Gregor, is it true that your grandfather is a partially Native American? And I was hoping to get at least a little bit of an answer for you, but I'm getting nothing. So I think it's more complex than that. Chris.
There are no more questions or comments in the chat room, which is highly unusual.
Wow, this is it. We can go now, because that's what happens if you've run dry of questions and comments. It means that you don't need to ask anything else at all. However, I will give you, those of you who did not get the newsletter, I would like to just give, while you're all busy getting your questions back in, and if you don't, that's fine. We'll just end sooner, right, Chris? But I do want to give a shout out to a beautiful, and those of you who got the newsletter know what I'm talking about. This beautiful two ladies who came to see me very recently. Oh my gosh, they were themselves inspirational. This wonderful 94-year-old. She was 94 years young, and I mean young. 94 years young. She was wonderful. She had the best attitude. She had the most beautiful smile. She certainly didn't look 94 years young. I don't know what 94 years looks like, but she didn't look like it anyway. And they gave me such inspiration and great. We had a blast. They had so many people from the spirit world, but there was so much laughter. There was so much fun. There were so many people in the spirit world wanting to say things, wanting to remind her of stuff that they did or said, wanting to be a part of their lives, wanting to let them know they were part of their lives. And we did nothing but laugh and cry for a good hour and a half, if not longer. We had an absolute blast, and so I'm not going to mention her name, but I want to thank her. I don't know if she's even looking at this show, but I do want to thank her for the joy that she gave to me, because I was chuckling for the whole rest of the day. When I give consultations, sometimes it's tough. People have lost a precious child, or they've lost a precious loved one, or whatever it is, and it's tough and it's sad, although there's always laughter because it's me. So there's always, and Grey Eagle I should say too, so there's always laughter when we're about, and we always lighten things very much so, and it's a joy to talk to people who want to come through and let us know that they didn't die, that they survived death, which is fantastic. It's a fantastic thing to be able to do. But every now and again, I get a family of people, both in the spirit world and here, who join together. And it doesn't happen very often, but you get those families who have those great senses of humor, and they have a way of saying things that leaves you sort of tears streaming down your face just with pure laughter. But also, it was for me a very profound and a very wonderful consultation as well, because they had lots of wise and wonderful and loving things to say. So I just want to give a shout out to that and to say thank you. I don't know if you're listening, but thank you, because I had the best time. I probably have a better time when I give consultations. I probably am the one who's getting the most out of all of this. People say when you give, you get back, and I find personally that that's so true, because the spirit world gives, Grey Eagle gives, I in my small way give, but my goodness, do we ever get tenfold back? So that's brilliant for us. Chris, anyone else a question or a comment?
David says, "Hi, Rosemary. I recently lost my job after 34 years, and I'm at a loss where to look to find a job with good pay and benefits to get me through the next decade. Please, do you have any suggestions?"
Oh, David, well, first of all, Grey Eagles popped right in here. I was going to say, first of all, I'm so sorry that this has happened to you, but here is a direct message to you from Grey Eagle, so I'm going to go with that. First of all, you have far more talent than you know. You have far more to give than you could have ever realized. But the most important thing, when one door closes, David, another one always opens for you. So even though you are despairing, and even though you are worrying, take the next short while to regroup, to gather yourself, to figure out what it is that you actually have always wanted to do but never dared to do, or never thought you had enough qualifications to do, or never thought you could possibly. This is your chance. The door is there. It's ready for you to open it, to go through. But take a breath. Don't panic. Now, in your shoes, we all would panic, wouldn't we? Of course, I get it. We understand the panic. We understand the worry. We understand the concern. But try, if you can, my darling, to stay calm. This season, this month is a time of joy, of hope and happiness. Embrace that, and embrace the fact that that door is already beginning to open. You will find it. I'm not sure how. And I would love to say to you, oh, if at 9 o'clock in the morning you go to the internet and you put in this, you'll find it. That's not how it works, but it is waiting for you. The door is already slowly opening, Gregor says, to you again. Don't despair when one door closes, another one opens, but take that breath and take a moment. You've been given, for some reason or another, you've been given this time because you need it. It's needed for you and it's needed for your family. You know, we often think that, you know, when we're working, we get so busy, we don't see what's around us. Take this time not to despair, not to worry, just take a breath. It will work out. I'm absolutely assured. Gregor has his hand on my shoulder. I'm absolutely assured that there is a door already opening for you. But don't waste the time that you have before it all starts off again and the daily grind starts off again. Don't waste this time that you've got here for you, for your family, for your friends, and just take a breath and enjoy this. Find the joy, because the door is opening, really. And it's actually a nice door too. So just saying. Chris.
That reminds me of two things. I was in a similar position as David. I lost my job after 21 years. And for 14 months, I didn't have a job. When you're going through it, you're like, how am I going to pay my bills? You have the extra stress. How do you explain to people? All these kinds of things go through your mind. But since Mike passed in June, and I can look back on these 14 months and realize what a huge gift I was given by not having to go into work day in and day out and being able to spend those last 14 months with my husband. So who knows, when these bad things happen, the gift that comes out of that.
There's always, I think, you know, when we suffer, let's say trauma, the word trauma means change. You know, we looked at it as being as a devastation, and it's so easy for us to see our lives and so easy to see the devastation, and how are we going to feed ourselves? How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to manage, and so on and so forth? All of those things go through our minds, and we do have that worry and that concern. But there is a gift in here, David. There's a gift for you in here, and I know it. I know it from what Gregor is telling me. And the gift is that your life, I feel, you know, you have an opportunity here to do something that you've always wanted to do and never perhaps dared to do or never thought to do. Somehow or another, in amongst all of your worries and concerns, and I get it. I get why you're worried. I get why you're concerned, but there's a gift in here. There's a gift in here for you. So take this time, take this moment. And Chris, I think it's fair to say that, that you did exactly that, didn't you? You know, after the worry and the concern and so on, and talking to me about things, you did embrace, and because you embraced the gift of the time that you had, you know, you didn't realize at the time how precious that time was going to be with Mike. But now you look back on it and it was such a gift to you, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And the second part of what it reminds me was the newsletter that just came out, where Gray Eagle basically says, everyone in your life, let them know how much you love you. So if people who are sort of feeling like they don't have enough money this season just took out a pen and paper and wrote down something and sent it to somebody, what a gift it would be on the other end for somebody
Yeah.
to hear a memory or a thought or what they think of them or how they've impacted their lives. That would be better than any dime store gift, or it would be something treasured. So it doesn't cost anything.
I think so many of us think that we have to buy something for somebody, or, you know, people will look down at us, or they'll think that we're not generous, or they'll see us as not being very nice. And, you know, often people take the attitude of, well, if they're not going to buy anything for me, I'm not going to buy anything for them. you know, let's look back at the days when it wasn't important what you bought, it was more important what you made. You can make gifts, you can make a card, as Chris said, you can put pen to paper. You can, this is a time, this is precious time for those of us who have time to think of all of those we love. And as I remember when I was sort of carrying my daughter, and I had a lot of time to think because I had a literally 9-month bed rest, really full 9 months bed rest. I was not allowed to move. I was not allowed to, anyway, all of that stuff. But so I had a lot of time to think, and I remember, it really being important to me because we all know I did not have a mother who was a loving and a caring mother. I had a mother who was an awful, mean mother. And, a pretty rough childhood. But I remember cradling this baby in my tummy and worrying and concerned that what can I give to my child? What can I give of the most value to my child? What can I give? And so not wanting to be the mother that I had, or come from, or give her an environment that I grew up in. And I was reminded one day, and I heard this very, very clearly. Um, you can the most precious thing you can ever give anybody, not just your children, but the only thing of any real value. Pay attention now. The only thing of any real value that you can give your children, or you can give anybody at all, is the knowledge. Okay, you can give them the knowledge that they are well loved. It's not enough to say I love you. It's not enough even to talk about love, or to express how much you feel about them. You have to know, like when it's my turn to go, I know my daughter absolutely knows, she has the knowledge that no matter what she does, no matter what she says, that she has the knowledge that she is well loved by at least one person on this planet, and now with her son, 2 people on this planet. She knows that there are 2 people on this planet who love her beyond expression. So giving the knowledge and thinking about, do you have time? Those of you who have time, and David, for you too, think about all the people that you would like to reach out to. Think about the people that you love that you maybe have been nervous to say, or you've not imparted that knowledge, or you haven't imparted it well enough. Take the time that you have and give people the knowledge that they are well loved. Chris.
Rhonda says, my Uncle Gary wanted to see me before he passed. I feel he wanted to tell me something. He had already slipped into an unconscious state when I got back to Ohio to hold his hand as he passed. Can Gray Eagle tell me what he may have wanted to tell me?
No, because number one, well, we don't have time. And I'm going to suggest, if you do want to connect with him, then find someone who can talk to him for you, and or I would say book a consultation with someone and you trust, and get the information that way, or sit down quietly by yourself, which is a great way to connect. Sit down quietly by yourself and see if you can connect with him, see if you can talk to him, and listen to the heartbeat of your soul. Listen to what your soul is telling you. Chris.
Sandra says, holidays are so hard for us that have lost children.
Yep.
I really miss my son more this time of year. Thank you for giving us some healing this time of year. We are blessed to have you in Gray Eagle.
Well, thank you for that. Who is this person who's saying this?
That's Sandra.
Sandra, I do want to tell you, but I think you know it anyway, and it's not going to help too much, but I do want to tell you that your boy is very much with you, quite a bit grown now, I have to tell you, according to what Gray Eagle tells me. He's sort of, but he is very much with you, and very much with you, not just during this season, but all the way through the year. You know it, but I just wanted to let you know that I've got a young man here waving away at me, really at you. So that was unexpected for me. But anyway, so there you have it. So he is with you. You know it, but just a little confirmation. There you go, Chris.
Cheryl's asking, when people pass away, are they aware right away that they have passed?
Um, yes, mostly, but occasionally not. Oh gosh, we're getting some some tricky questions here. Um, yes, I would say mostly yes. I've heard so many people say, I felt myself lifted, or I saw my angels and they lifted me. So you know, we do seem, it does seem as if we're very aware that something is happening, that we're being carried, that we're being taken, that we're being lifted, and I had somebody say to me the other day, to their loved ones who'd booked consultation with me, I'm going to take you and we're going to fly. So that's interesting. So yes, I do think mostly people do know and they are very much aware of that transition taking place.
Randy would like to
Anything
know,
else? Sorry?
yes, Randy would like to know,
Hi, Randy.
how do we get confidence and a positive attitude?
Work on it, my darling. I think every time you catch yourself, there are lots of different ways to do it. You can find yourself a mantra. My mantra is ready. Double happiness, double happiness, double happiness. I've told that story many times of this piece of what is it? I can't remember what it is now. It's something that I got from Hong Kong, and it's a jade. It's like a big round heavy jade thing that I put on the wall, and there's a dragon on one side, and yes, the phoenix on the other. And I'm looking at this, yes. So I've got the phoenix on one side, the dragon on the other, and the Chinese believe that the two together, that when the two come together, the dragon and the phoenix spell double happiness. And so that's always been my mantra, to repeat that. So if I see myself sort of going down that, oh gosh, poor me thing, uh, I try to remember, wear this or something. If I need a reminder, double happiness. And I can remember I was moving this thing, a big heavy thing that you would hang on the wall. I can remember moving it from downstairs to my bedroom. I wanted to hang it in my bedroom, and I was carrying a pile of towels, and on top of this pile of towels was this big piece of jade surrounded by sort of a beautiful wood frame that I was going to hang on the bedroom wall. And it was sort of sitting on top of the towels. And as I reached the bedroom and I reached the bed, and as I went to put the towels on the bed, the thing slipped off of the top of the towels and landed sideways on my bare foot and it was very funny. It hurt. It wasn't really funny, but it was. But my daughter heard this commotion and she came running into the bedroom to see me hopping around, holding my foot, and tears streaming down my face because it was so painful. And all I could do was hopping around the bedroom saying, double happiness, double happiness, double happiness. And it works. So whenever you're feeling low, find yourself a good mantra, or find yourself something that you repeat to yourself that reminds you that even if it feels lousy right now, life does get better. Keep going, Chris.
Jim wants to know what brought you near to Sarasota.
Who is this?
Jim.
Well, I had a friend who lived here, um, and I came to stay with her one time, and then I decided, my daughter was so appalled, she couldn't believe I was doing it. I decided to rent a car and rent a house all by myself and take a look around the area and just drive around the area to see whether it was really the place that I wanted to live or not. And I love the beaches, I love the weather, I love everything about Sarasota, the Sarasota area. And so, so I spent a month here all by myself. I had a blast. I would sort of swim in during the day and soak up the sun and work, of course. I'm always working. But then around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I would sort of get in the car and sort of do the run around to see what the area was like and see if it was really where I wanted to be. And here I am. So there you have it. So, but it wasn't any, perhaps it wasn't any one particular thing, but because I came and stayed with a friend, I got to know the area a little bit. So I thought I'd investigate it more. And I also like the fact, because I would have ended up in California, because I love the California beaches too. But the thing about being here is it's only 2 hours and 45-minute flight for me to get from here to New York City, where my daughter lives and my grandson lives. So, so there we have it. Anyway, Chris, keep going.
Well, we're right at 12, Rosemary.
All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. I feel as if I've not stopped smiling since we came on this morning, and I sort of going to now go and get some lunch. I made some delicious liver pate. Are you all going yuck? I made some delicious liver pate the other day. Oh my, I love liver pate. I love it, love it, love it. But I like mine better than anybody else's. And it's so much cheaper if you're going to make it yourself. And maybe you'd like me to no, you don't really want me to make liver pate, do you? Because then you'd have to look at the livers, and so many people don't like them. Anyway, so I think that's what I'm having for lunch on a crisp bread for my lunch today. So thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. I'd like to say a special thanks to Chris for all the good stuff you do. I'd like to say again, special thank you to all of you for participating. And I would, of course, never leaving him out, I'd like to say a special thanks to my spirit guide, Grey Eagle. And please, everybody, join us again. We'll be here on Saturday morning for our story time. We'll be here next Thursday for another one of these. We'll let you know about the cooking show. We're going to be doing the what is it? The cranking up? What is it?
Yeah, cracking up.
We're going to be doing the cracking up. We'll let you know when that happens. My two friends, we're going to be the three Brits, the three English girls who are crazy and lovely. We're going to have, we're just going to have a talk session, nattering. You'll be able to ask us questions, and that's coming possibly not this coming Monday, but the Monday after. So we still have to get the dates ready, but watch for that as well. So you see, you've got all sorts of things to look forward to, and we will hopefully, now Chris is back from her trip and everybody's settled down from Thanksgiving, we'll hopefully do at least one, if not a few more off the cuffs as we go along heading into Christmas. Also, if you want to know more or get a ticket for our the Spirit World, the 3 hours and talking with Grey Eagle and giving messages from Grey Eagle, you'll go to the website rosemaryaltea.com and you'll find it there. It is a webinar. It's on the 11th of December, so that's not this Saturday, it's the Saturday after. So book your tickets, my darlings, because we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, thank you all once again for joining us. Please, please, please have a very, very blessed rest of the day. And have a very blessed weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.